problems with my mic. I think it's because the mic hole is next to the make the SIM card pop out hole. Just realised as I sit down, a train comes. Of course, I find somewhere quiet, like a platform. And then a noisy train mumbles in. All right, noisy train. Anyway, how's everyone getting on? How is everyone? James got the wrong hat on. I need to cover my ears, otherwise my ears get cold. Can you hear me? I don't know. Should we move away from the noisy stuff? Got a northern train over here. It's northern. Pretty shit. And there's the Trans-Pennine Express behind me. Probably going to Liverpool or somewhere. So you've got me for the next sort of 50 minutes or 45 minutes here in Newcastle Station, way 8, which is, you know, pretty cool. Let's see who's out there. Hi chat, hi Graham, hi Badgers, says Viper Scott. Hello. Ooh. Oh no, they're going to say say it, sorted. They keep saying this. Look, there's a little barrier, that'll stop them. Maybe Graham is a Russian asset. Sorry. Oh, the adverts. It's because I'm on my phone and not on my laptop, or my computer. Let's see what else we've got in the chat. Hi, Sid. Right, so today we're going to be talking about Andy Burnham, King of the North, and just like in Game of Thrones, sorry, spoilers, he's just had his egg chopped off and replaced with that of his dire wolves. Kind of. So, yesterday the NEC voted to the National Executive Committee of Labour, voted 9-1 to not let him stand. 9-1, that's quite substantial. Oh, hang on, where's my coffee gone? I left me coffee on my chair. God, I'll start a emergency broadcast in a moment. Hang on. Oh, don't leave your coffee behind. Got a little discount for using my own cup. So anyway, on drama. It's all the drama. Not a big fan of drama, to be honest with you. I'd rather just, curl up in a ball and fall asleep. So on Saturday, Andy Burnham made his intentions clear, just before the 5 o'clock deadline, to say that he wanted to stand in the Gorton by-election on a seat that was vacated by Andrew Gwynn after being caught out in a private WhatsApp group, being all kind of horrible to people. Wishing death on constituents. It's not a good look, is it? Anyway, so he's leaving. And then yesterday, the NEC came to a very quick decision to not let him stand.
Alnmouth, Berwick-upon-Tweed,
now,
Reston, Dunbar, East Linton,
I might buy a speaker. There's a speaker on top of that.
This train has 5 coaches.
All right.
First class accommodation is at the front of the train.
Man.
Please mind the gap between the train
Mind the gap.
Platform 2.
It does make you wonder.
0917.
Doesn't look any better for the Tories for infighting, or the Theories? The Tories. Has your hair grown, or is it a different hat? Both. Right. Alnmouth. Oh look, the sign says "Welcome to Newcastle Station." There you go. Just in case you think that I'm not actually in Newcastle. This is like a load of blobs, doesn't it, for you? Anyway, so it's just a long story short, or short story long. One of the 10 people who voted to not allow Andy Burnham to sit in Parliament, to stand as an MP, was none other than Keir Starmer. And it could be very easily argued that this was done because Andy Burnham presents a threat to Keir Starmer. Yeah. Good day to talk about people who make unsubstantiated insinuations about people's character and whether it's right to listen and believe such people, says Talk Madia. Okay, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, Andy Burnham is... the excuse was, the reason you know, depending on where you're coming down on this, it's either a reason or an excuse. Is that it will cost Labour a shitload of money to fight a mayoral contest in Manchester at a time when they're going to get their arses handed to them in the local elections. And I guess they're scared, you know, which I understand, like scared of losing the Manchester Metro Mayor seat, which is going to be a lot worse than losing a little by-election. And I know that sounds really dismissive, but Labour have got a majority of over 150. And it's one of those things where, as we discussed the other day, me and Phil, they're kind of damned if they do and damned if they don't. I think it was like everyone made a bad move here. I really feel like Burnham shouldn't have. He shouldn't have. I don't think he should have said he wanted it at this point. I think he needs to run out his mayoralty, which I think runs out in 2028. But if someone wants to check that, if Stato's out there, please check when his mayoralty runs out. Oh, the train's going now. Bye, train. Train's going. Bye, Mr. Train. It's going to Edinburgh. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. I said to Burnham, stay on as Manchester Mayor until they're ready to drop the dagger on Starmer. Yeah, but the thing is, Big Marvinsky, if he's not an MP when they get rid of Starmer, he won't be able to stand as a lead as the next leader. He has to be an MP. It's part of the Labour rules. But I don't think they should get rid of Starmer for another 2 years. I think they should keep him for the next 2 years, because the next 2 years are going to be hell. Absolute hell for anyone who's in charge. And as I keep saying, just Starmer needs to be the sacrificial mule. Just load stuff up on the mule and then cast it out into the wilderness. I'm sorry, Keir. You know, it was a poison chalice to pick it up after the Tories have been in for so long, but then added to the mix is the orange menace over the water. And yeah, you've got a job that I wouldn't like to do that job. Gotta say, wouldn't like to do that job. Is that the Buckaroo game? Yeah. We need a competent PM though, says Jovian. I mean, Keir Starmer is really fucking unpopular. And when it comes to communications, yeah, absolute incompetence, overload, like the fact that they've announced, 13, 14 things now, and then backtracked. Not necessarily U-turns, but that's what they get accused of. But like change the policy midstream, change horses midstream. And why? Why would you do that when it's an unforced error? Like no one's making them do that. That's not a the Tories forcing something on them, or the twat in the White House like doing something mad, which can be sort of okay. Well, they've got to deal with all this bloody drama. But yeah, so there are people who are saying we have avoided months and months of melodrama by not allowing Andy Burnham to stand. And I don't want to come down too hard on one side or the other, but I understand that way of thinking for a lot of Labour MPs. And don't forget all of the executive committee, apart from Lucy Powell, who's the deputy leader of the Labour Party, not the deputy prime minister, that's a different job. They all voted to block him from standing, and I think the reason of not having, in this political climate right now, it is a lot more dangerous potentially handing over a entire mayoralty of Greater Manchester to refuck than it is to lose one constituency. Do not speak too loud. You're not at home at the moment. You will spread more bad feeling about Labour when we need to spread bad feeling about Reform and the Tories. Sorry, I'm not. I'm speaking loud because I'm in a station, and I've not used this phone for doing a live before, so I don't know what the mic levels are like. But can you all hear me okay? Even though we've got like squeaky brakes
Platform 3 is
from
the
trains.
Line 24.
They should have arranged it better, hinted at Burnham,
London King's Cross.
so that
Calling
the
it
media
York
would savage it
and
instead.
London King's Cross.
Well,
this train
do you
has
think,
9
honestly, do you think that they can,
First class accommodation is at the
do you think that
front of the
Labour
train.
think that far ahead?
Please mind the gap between the
I mean,
train
it's nice to think that like all these
platform 3.
all these MPs are like scheming, like Machiavellian schemers, like House of Cards or something, like Francis Urquhart. But the reality is, I mean, most of them, they're just people. They're just like ordinary, squishy little people trying to do the best they can given the circumstances. That's the way I see it, anyway. So yeah, whereas I think that I would have had words with Andy Burnham. I would have, if it had been me, okay? This is like when I watch a movie, I'd drive Catherine up the wall when I do this. If I directed this movie, this is what I would have done. But if it was up to me, right? If I was Keir Starmer, I would have had a sit-down meeting with Andy Burnham, and I would have said, "Listen, mate, I'm about as popular around here as a shit fucking, you know, a swastika-shaped shit in a synagogue, and I'm going to go, but I'm going to go in a couple of years, right? So what we're going to do is we'll sort you out with a nice easy seat to win once you're not the mayor of Manchester anymore, once those elections come up anyway, and at that point you can run against me." And then that would have stopped Burnham from putting his hat into the ring potentially this time round. So that's my take on it. If it was a GM tomorrow, had a mayoral vote under first past the post, do not see a reform win. I know, but it's going to cost them a lot of money, and there is a chance. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if Andy Burnham stays in place, there's no chance of reform taking it for at least a few years. I'm mixed about streeting. Some things anger me, but some things I like. Can't make my mind up about Burnham either. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Burnham is the most popular Labour politician in the country. In fact, I think he's the most popular politician in the country. I don't know if this little episode has done his popularity any good, but I don't know. And the problem with Starmer's ego, McSweeney, I don't know, was that would never allow it to happen. Starmer's ego, McSweeney. Yeah, it's good that. I don't know. Yeah, I think we really need to get rid of McSweeney. He really does need to go. He's not very popular either, is he? Burnham has been amazing to Manchester. Yeah. Oh, he's been fantastic. Look at Manchester now, since he's been mayor, and it's completely different. I mean, it still rains all the time, and it's miserable as sin. But, you know, apart from that, there's a lot of investment coming in to Manchester. Unfortunately, that investment takes the shape of a lot of individual, like, flats for execs, business, like, you know, it takes the form of stuff for rich people. Stuff rich people like, which is makes it all a bit difficult, really, for the rest of us. So when I was talking about, when we were doing Room 101, me and Rach the other week, and I was saying I hate cycling train information boards, and I don't think I was allowed to put it in Room 101. I think people voted against it because they're like, no, I love it when, you know, you're given a website, it's giving you a website there, please check on National Code. Come on, I need to know what platform to go to. Oh, there you go. Oh no, hang on. No, that hasn't got my train on it, because that's only got the next 7 departures. It's only got the 6. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's cycled through. Okay, quick. Where's the one I want? Liverpool. Okay, platform 2. I am on platform 2, so that is good. Finally. I have to sit here for about 20 seconds or stand here. as far as I'm concerned, if the plastic-faced arsehole streeting becomes PM, Labour will be no better for me than reform. Yeah, fair enough, Gallifrey man. He's not particularly liked, especially amongst the trans community, for being a balloon-faced see you next Tuesday. Yeah, no one wants streeting, man. I know, he's just a bit, I don't know, he's just a bit too smug, isn't he? Plus he's not very nice to the trans community, so, you know, fuck that guy. But yeah, so, I mean, Burnham has been elected, what, 3 times now as Metro Mayor? So that's, is it 3 times? I think so. Once, twice, 3 times a mayoralty. So he's obviously clearly popular in Manchester. Plus he's a wool, you know, he's a Scouser, isn't he? Well, he's a wool Scouse, isn't he? Which is nice. And we've got to sort of look at the fact that he is very popular and Starmer isn't. So, yeah, that's my take on it anyway. How are you getting on? Starmer needs to do one, says Chris C. I think the next general election and his constituency will give him his P45 probably. Burnham's popular in Manchester, but has almost zero name recognition down south. He's an incredible risk. I don't know. We'd rather have Miliband as leader. Who said that? Liam, 2015 is calling. It wants you back. Go on. We already had Miliband as leader of Labour, and he lost. It's David Bloody Cameron. Everyone expected Cameron to get a reduced majority, maybe have to go into some kind of minority government with the Lib Dems again. But no, that's not what happened. With a twist of face, he actually got an increased majority because Ed Miliband ate a bacon butty funny. Yeah, I know. And the options are the better. Yeah, I know. I said it before, I said it again. Streeting didn't need to make the puberty blocker ban permanent. He didn't need to uphold the crap caste review. He didn't need to start an intrusive puberty blocker trial. Yeah. If it wasn't for Rayner's tax debacle, I would be saying hair. However, I'm not advocating for Starmer to go. It's McSweeney and co who must go. I wouldn't. I like Angela. I think she's good, but her appeal is to the general public, and you've got to win these elections. And unfortunately, most British people are twats. Not the people watching this, obviously, you're all awesome. But the job of a Labour MP, and especially a Labour leader, is to win elections. It's to win. And we sort of lose track of that. And we get a lot of people on the left who think it's more important to lose but win the argument. And I'm like, well, you didn't win the argument because you've lost. So I would go with someone who is most least likely, is that? most least likely to fail to appeal to Middle England, because unfortunately you do have to appeal to those people. I'm not Middle England. I'm up north. I'm really far north. I'm further north than the Scottish border now, in Newcastle. This is where Hadrian's Wall, or Adrian's Walls, I like to call it AIDS Dad's Balls, AIDS Dad's Walls. This is where Hadrian's Wall pretty much starts. It goes across to Carlisle. Great stuff. Well done, guys. But yeah, King of the North. Lost 10 years ago and can never run again. Dumb system. Yeah, but Bruno, as I was just saying, I mean, he's already proved that he's not that popular with the electorate. And I'm not arguing with anyone that Starmer needs to go. I just don't think he should be going right now. I think he needs to cling on, because the next couple of years it's just going to be a nightmare. And I keep reading these things. We've got to go, oh, the Labour government's going to collapse and we're going to have an early election. I think we've got 150 seat majority. Like, what collapse are you foreseeing here? Absolute crazy. Whether he's a yes man or an actual bigot, He's a threat to my well-being, end of, says what Gallifreyan man. Yeah, which is understandable. You're talking about streeting, obviously. The city likes streeting, so they'll make sure he wins, says Reverend Caffey. I really hope that's not the case. Who'll get more votes now in the by-election, Labour or Green? I think Labour will squeak it by like 6 votes. They're not going to be as stupid as they were in the Runcorn by-election when Keir Starmer didn't go there to like just go into a room and say, hey, do you want to vote for us? If he had done that for like, if he had changed 3 people's minds, Labour could have had another MP, and that could have been denied from the gobshites at Refuck.
The next train to arrive at platform 3.
Platform 3.
Will be the 0939 cross-country service to Plymouth.
Is that it?
Calling at Durham, Darlington, York, Leeds, Wakefield West.
No, it's not, because that's the wrong way.
Chesterfield,
let's go up to Edinburgh.
Derby,
Let's go up to Scotland
Birmingham
anyway.
New Street,
Anyway, more chat.
Bristol Parkway, Bristol Temple Meads, Taunton, Tiverton Parkway,
40k tax mess up, Farage, 384k, it's fine obviously, yeah. There's no hypocrisy like the hypocrisy on the right. Snobs do not take to Ange, yeah, Mr. Tisk. I completely agree, and that's really sad because I really like her, and we really like her on this channel. I think most people do.
Next train to arrive at platform 3.
So how about Farage dodging punishment for 17 breaches of ministerial code? Yeah, Chrissy, absolutely. Double standards, double crossing, double standards, double bonuses,
Sheffield, Chesterfield,
double bastards. It's the refuckers. The main reason Starmer is unpopular because the right-wing press, a new leader would have exactly the same problem. John H. I disagree. Respectfully, I think he's made a lot of unforced errors. I think he's made a lot of mistakes. The comms of Labour are shite, and there's no reason for that. They are a big party. They have got millions of pounds to spare, but they can't think of a good way of utilising social media and empowering activists to actually, get them on board, because they think that they still have this stupid idea that everyone who is working for Labour or needs to be a volunteer. We all need to be volunteers. But that way, it's like, oh yeah, I've got you've got that moral superiority to say, well, I don't get paid. I don't get paid to say these things. But the reality is, you need to get paid to say those things because otherwise you can't pay the rent, or your heating bill, or get your train tickets. Like you need that money, unless you're dead rich. And Daddy can pay for it. If Daddy can pay for it, then we're going to have a parliament that is full of Nepo babies. Which, it absolutely is. All the advisors, privately educated, everyone in politics, everyone in business, everyone in finance, everyone in entertainment. Because the rest of us, we can't afford to do this stuff for free, and yet we're expected to, which is bonkers, bananas, chopo bananas. I love Newcastle and Whitley Bay, great times back in the 80s. Newcastle's a great city, love it up here. Are you going to send MI6 over here to help or not, says Chris? I don't know. I don't think Starmer can go there now. If they lose, the loss will be more on him. No, he has to make it like everything he can. But I mean, again, they've got a 150 seat majority. I mean, in the greater scheme of things, it doesn't matter that much. When it comes to Refuck and Greens, here's my thoughts. I know you haven't asked my thoughts, but here's my thoughts. Refuck are going to get really, really rattled in this by-election because of their association with Donald Trump. Like, people, they want ICE. They want ICE in this country. They want people, armed people, to go around door to door, knocking on the door, asking for people's ID, and if they get in the way, they'll shoot them in the face. That's the future that Nigel Farage wants for this country. That's why it's so important that we stop him. As for the Greens, Trump's bad for them as well, because whenever they're being interviewed, Stop listing places. Whenever a Green politician is being interviewed, they're very good on the sort of grand ideas, like tax the wealthy. But when it comes to detail, especially about foreign policy, they're quite weak, and Labour will make an absolute meal of that. So they'll be like, oh, at a time when, you know, tensions are really high, there's a war in Ukraine, we've got that dickhead in the White House, and we really need to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. The Greens want to get rid of Trident, and they want to defund the army. Oh, that might not necessarily be true, but that's what will be said. And it'll be hard for the Greens to defend themselves on those charges, because they have been they've been part of the campaign for nuclear disarmament since the 1980s, since they were founded, really. But at the same time, this isn't a great period in history to be pushing that hard for. So I keep moving because I'm trying to get away from noisy trains and stuff. Look at that filthy fucking train. Look at this diesel train. Look how filthy it is. Jesus, just fucking. We've got electric wires, mate. We've got electric wires. Fucking use the electric wires. Where's the wires? There they are. Use the wires, man. Use the force. Anyway, I'm going to try and get away from this noisy diesel engine. Yeah, like I said, so it might not necessarily be true, and it might not be something that the Greens are focusing on right now, but at the same time, it's like, also, apart from Zach Polanski's popularity, unless he stands himself, it might not translate to a Green candidate. And also, and look, I know loads of people watching this are Green, so I'm just pointing out some of the I'm sure they've had a meeting and they've discussed this themselves, but I'm just pointing out the perils and pitfalls of what might possibly happen. When in this by-election, and what might be said by the competing teams. But yeah, Zach Polanski is really, really popular. But Labour have got a lot of money to spend on this particular by-election. Refuck have got even more. Refuck have just been given £9 million from this disgusting middleman for Putin, who lives in Thailand and owns a Bitcoin company, a stable coin company that allows, he's got a 12% share in it, which is worth billions, and this particular stable coin is notorious for being a favoured way of getting money out of Russia. So they've got loads of money to throw at this. I don't know if the Greens have got that much money to throw at this. And this has been a problem for a lot of the small parties, because we don't have a particularly fair voting system or funding system for our parties. And some parties, like the Tories, get shitloads of money off their wealthy donors who want them to do things in the interests of the wealthy. Obviously, Labour get a shitload of money from the unions, who want them to do, things that'll benefit workers, which is much better, benefiting but then the Greens, they've got the membership to rely on, but they haven't got the unions, and they haven't got these big ticket donors like what the Tories have, like what Refuck has. So if they win, fair play to them, but I think they're going to have a bit of an uphill struggle, like I am, having to talk over this dead, noisy diesel train. Get off! Noisy bugger. Cross country. So, just so you know, come on, off we go, come on, piss off, get back where you came from. Oh my God, what's that? Oh, it's a myself thing. So yeah, yeah. So what I was saying is, if the Greens win, fair play to them, well done. But if I think they're going to have an uphill struggle. I think Labour are going to have an uphill struggle. I think everyone is, because Refuck have just got so much fucking money. But at the moment, with Trump behaving the way he is, and with Farage so far up Trump's arse, and after Trump said that about the army, or the servicemen and women who died in Afghanistan, I really, his popularity, I mean, he's already incredibly unpopular in this country. I mean, I think, was it 71% of the population absolutely fucking hate Trump. So yeah, I don't know, it's difficult. Have a small business in Angela's seat and some of the locals vile about her. And some if the vocals, the train goes through Burton on 10, doesn't stop here, it stops at Tamworth. You'll never see Beaker and Starmer in the same room, just saying. Yeah, indeed. Labour's social media is beyond shocking. How are they so bad? Yep. I think I'm way behind on the comments. Sorry, the comments won't come up on my screen. Oh, God, bastard, look at this. Another cross-country noisy. I'm not impressed with the proposed UK version of the FBI. I don't mind that, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of jobs that I don't think police officers should be doing. They're not trained to do it, and sort of financial crime and stuff like that. A lot of these financial bastards, whoever they are, they get away with this incredible amount of corruption because they're rich, and the stuff that they're doing is so complex. It's hard for your average police officer to mount a case on it unless they've been specially trained, and then you're diverting resources away from, in the police force to go after that particular type of white collar crime. I mean, I think calling it the FBI in this current climate is probably a bad call. Like, maybe you could pick something from France or Germany to say it's going to be a bit like this, what they do in France or I don't know if they do this in France or Germany, but don't say the FBI. Jesus. Again, comms, shite comms. But I do understand, that I don't think that the traffic cops should be part of the police. I don't think that the people going to football matches and standing there during the football match with the backs to the fucking pitch, I don't think it should be the police. I don't think we should be paying, police officers to go and do that. I think that should be a separate job. And if there is a riot or something, then yeah, okay, the police turn up. But I've spoken about this before. I know that the police officers who go and do this are trained to do it. But seriously, I don't like the idea of police officers going to people's houses to tell them that someone's died. Someone that they love has passed away from usually horrible circumstances. If the police are turning up, I think that should be a specialised unit that doesn't necessarily need to go to police training school and learn how to, I don't know, do stunt rolls and fire a gun and climb a chimney or whatever they learn in bloody police academy. But yeah, that's just, I feel like there should be separate units that are connected. There will be some sharing of information. But when it comes to the sort of one-size-fits-all idea of policing, I think it's a bit too much. You know what I feel about the Met? I think the Met's too big. I think the Met should be slimmed down somewhat. Seeing the UK isn't a federal state. Elise Polanski brought up the fairly local, brought up in the Bury, Salford, Crumstal Jewish Triangle. Originally from that area, but he said he's been asked about it, whether Polanski's going to stand, and he said, well, no, because I'm sort of based in London. Can't believe anyone is still using diesel trains. Insane. Yeah, it is indeed. Bit noisy, but it's going to Chesterfield. Ooh. So, Tim, that when I set up this YouTube account, sorry, you can change your name, Burnham is not associated with the cruel penny-pinching policies of current Labour, says Peter Painterlot. Yeah, fair enough. I'll be noisy if I was forced to go to Chesterfield. I don't even know where Chesterfield is. If Labour bans me from the loos, they can burn in hell, says Black Dot Dot, which is fair enough. It looks like 3 years of sensible government before the wheels fall off. How depressing. Maybe. I don't think it makes much sense for Zach to stand. He's currently in London. Hackney maybe better if Abbott stands down. Nothing to do with chronic underinvestment in electrification. It's the NIMBYs who don't want the overhead lines. Well, it just seemed to... It blew my mind that the line between Liverpool and Manchester, the oldest passenger line in the world, was built in the 1830s and wasn't electrified until this century. You know, like 180 years too late, they finally electrified it. Cutting benefits to the weakest and poorest at a time of cost of living crisis is electorally stupid. People will not vote Labour. But that's the thing, I mean, that they actually haven't cut anything yet, but they're threatened to, and then been overruled by their backbenchers, so they haven't done it, and it's just, so they've got the bad press for doing this thing that they haven't actually done. Dickheads. Well, let's get what's the opposite of credit? Let's get all the blame. Let's get all the blame for this thing. Anyway, it's nearly 10 a.m. and it's so dark outside. It is a bit. I'm confused. Polanski doesn't have a seat, but he runs the Greens. Yeah, the Greens don't have a policy that you've got to be an MP in order to be leader. The reason for that is, for a long time, their only MP was Caroline Lucas, so she would have had to be the leader. So unlike with the Lib Dems, Labour and the Tories, where you do have to be an MP or a member of the House of Lords in order to stand, or in order to be a leader of the party, that's not necessary that's not necessary. All right. Oh, do you know what? So many people queued up. I might be standing all the way to London at this rate. So many people queued up. And this is like a Lumo train, so it's like a cheap train, because that's all I can afford. Yeah. That doesn't look like much fun. Where are we here? Labour's FBI is a good idea, absolutely the wrong time, says Reverend Kathy. Yes, I agree. Like Mary Zach left Manchester years ago. Sorry folks, I guess you should know, but this stuff, but evidently no idea. No, it's alright. Family liaison officers, a specialised unit. Right? Yeah, I know, Liam, but they are drawn from the police force, right? You don't join the police force to do the family liaison stuff, do you know what I mean? So you've got to learn a bunch of unnecessary stuff that you don't need to know about policing in general when, you know. As Zach said, local to my area, Prestwich, Salford, neighbouring bits of the city of Manchester. Oh God, I've got loads of comments here. I'm so behind. Loads of comments, no super chats. Oh, this is what happens when you can't set a goal. I've got lost Andy, took him ages ago to go home. I think Graham's new book should be called Every Country, so he can blooming learn about his own country. What? Every county? Oh, sorry, I didn't read that right. Yeah, I guess so. I know where Chester is. I know where Macclesfield is. Put them together, Chesterfield. I know where Chesterless Street is. I have to stop there on the way to Newcastle. If anyone wants to be an MP, blah blah blah. Thanks, Graham. Makes no sense, but an explanation. Cheers, Greens. Breaking news. Burnham suggests Chris is saying breaking news. It's not breaking news. He said that yesterday, didn't he? Labour more likely to lose by-election after locking him. Yeah. I think he's right. I think he's right on that one. Right, since it looks like it's going to be a bit of a scramble to get a seat on this train, I'm going to go now. So I can maybe get a seat on this train. So thank you very much for joining me this morning here in Newcastle train station. I should be back tonight with a in real life. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Viper Scott, for the £2 super chat for Dizz's confetti fix. Take Craig going, good trip. Thank you. I'll be on tonight, hopefully at 9 o'clock, but please subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you know when we're actually going to go live, to do an episode of Stateside, where we'll be talking about the events of the weekend, live in real life, with me and Scott down in London. So until then, I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll say hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.